we actually looking that it will be potentially quite a substantial increase in all resources of even this already massive copper, gold, and silver deposit.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. Joining me is TNR Gold Executive Chairman Kirill Klipp. Kirill, very good to speak with you and lots to talk about today. Let's start off with TNR Gold's graduation from a project generator to a cash flow generating royalty company.
Yes, good afternoon, Stephen. Thank you for having us today. You are pointing it exactly right. This year is very important and crucial for TNR Gold Gem royalty story. As you know, we are building the Green Energy Metals Royalty and Gold Company. And this year we are graduating from a project generating junior mining company into the cash flow generating royalty company. And for us, of course, we hope that it will bring further crystallization of our valuation in the marketplace and will be the catalyst also for our share price performance.
And I suppose one catalyst and a really big milestone is the definitive feasibility study that is expected to be published in July, and that's for McEwen's Los Azules copper project in Argentina.
Yes, this is correct, Stephen. As you know, TNR Gold is holding royalty on the entire giant Los Azules copper, gold, and silver project. And Rob McEwen's team is doing a wonderful job over there. They just announced that they are applying for Argentina's investment incentive scheme, which could be very beneficial for the economics of the project. And we are all looking forward to this feasibility study because preliminary economic assessment was released in 2023 and a lot of things are moving into the positive direction. So we hope to see them finally confirmed by the company in official release of bankable feasibility study. And even before it, the project already attracted a lot of industry attention, of course. The giant automaker Stellantis invested more than $275 million in the project. Rio Tinto joined it with their Newton tech venture arm Newton with $100 million investment. And Rob McEwen, being the Mr. Gold Corp, he would like to compare all projects to the equivalent in gold resources. And he is talking that if you convert all metals containing in Los Azules copper project, we are talking about 55 million ounces equivalent of a gold deposit.
I mean, you mentioned the preliminary economic assessments, and that did show a solid economic case for Los Azules. Do you think the feasibility study is going to increase the project's size, Kirill?
Yes, this is extremely important question, and this is what we are all looking for. We actually looking that it will be potentially quite a substantial increase in all resources of even this already massive copper, gold, and silver deposit. Because what is important here to mention, in the preliminary economic assessment, which was released in 2023 in July, only the drill holes were modeled up to December 2022. So we are looking forward that a lot more drill holes will be included in a new modeling. Plus, we can already start thinking about maybe even future potential discovery. Rob McEwen was talking that 3 kilometers to the east, they found a new, very intriguing copper porphyry target, and they are testing it. So we could be in the future even talk about future discovery. And of course, even preliminary economic assessment delivered a solid economic number. So I will mention here that with the latest increase in recovery of copper just by 3%, we can start talking about increasing annual production from 175,000 tons per year to 180,000 tons per year. And we are talking here about LBMA copper plate, which is also very important. And of course, the magnitude of this giant deposit is, we are talking now in preliminary economic assessment about 27 years of life. And even before this hopefully new increase in resource, this project already was among top largest undeveloped copper deposits, among 4 largest undeveloped copper deposits which do not belong to majors, with almost 11 billion pounds of copper in indicated category and almost 27 billion pounds of copper in inferred category.
And I see there's been rumored that there could also be an IPO of McEwen Copper, either in New York or in Toronto.
Yes, yes, yes. We celebrated this very interesting announcement by Bloomberg after Bloomberg reporters talked to Rob McEwen. So basically, now we are waiting a few major steps in the development of this deposit, which will, of course, will de-risk and bring further catalyst for valuation of our royalty holding. So first of all, it will be release of feasibility study, like we discussed. Very important will be when the project will be accepted into the Argentines investment incentive program. And now Rob McEwen is talking about IPO maybe as soon as the end of this year, depending on the market conditions. And if you ask me, I am still wondering why Rio Tinto will not really step in, because it's a wonderful second largest mining company in the world. BHP just stepped in into development of giant copper deposits in Argentina with Lundin Mining Group. So for me, it will be very natural if Rio Tinto, who knows all details of this deposit better than anybody else, will step in and maybe will start developing and building this mine, because they have enough expertise with Newton, of course. They already invested $100 million. And of course, they have a balance sheet in order to build this project. So we are looking forward. It will be a very interesting year with Los Azules Copper.
Carol, maybe give us your thoughts on M&A activity in the royalty space and potentially what this spells for your own valuation.
Yes, Stephen, you're asking a very interesting question. Of course, all our shareholders and potential investors should study very carefully our news release released yesterday. We released our corporate update with a strategic review of the developing M&A opportunities for TNR Gold, but hopefully we will discuss it with you next week. So M&A activity, particularly in the royalty space, is getting very hot. We are receiving a lot of interest. Now I can talk about it after that news release being issued yesterday, so everybody should read it. Here, just will say a couple of words about potential valuation for Los Azules royalty, which TNR Gold holds. Rob McEwen was talking about potential valuation for his royalty of 100 million based on SolGold deal with Osisko Gold in Ecuador, and it will be equal to TNR Gold valuation potentially as high as $30 million for our royalty holding. But we can touch on these details next week in our new update, please, Stephen. Thank you.
I look forward to speaking with you then, Carol. Thank you very much for the update today.
Thank you very much for having us today. Have a great day.
That's TNR Gold Executive Chairman Carol Klipp.